Dear students, today I'm going to show you the first part of your workflow. I'm going to talk a bit about it and explain briefly how to work with it. As you can see, this workflow is already really extended and yours is not. This is because you've just started in your workflow, and it will get bigger the longer you're working in it, because new steps will become visible when you have finished previous ones. So don't worry about that. Just work through it and you'll see that it will get bigger. The first thing, the online application. This one's already filled out because this is a test workflow. So imagine that these are all blank, and this one is ticked, this box, because you have already applied online. If you don't know how to apply online, you can take a look at our other YouTube tutorial on how to do an application. So this is a workflow especially for Erasmus students. The next step is that you will have had a confirmation email from Mobility Online about your online application, and then after that you have to fill in your personal details. This is important because it's important for us that we can contact you at all times, and for your further application procedure, of course. After this, you can see allocated to a partner university at Fontys. When this box is still empty, you're still waiting for the allocation, and this is because Fontys is probably still doing selections. Fontys has to select from all the students who can go where. And if they have and they've finished it, this box will be ticked and you'll know where you're going. And when you know, you've heard it, you've received an email about it, you can accept this allocation. It's important that you do, because otherwise you can't proceed. So you accept that you're allocated, linked to the partner university. Sometimes this is not your first choice, but it can also be your second or your third choice. So pay attention to that. And if you have any questions, you can ask them to your international coordinator in your Fontys school. Okay? And the last step is in this first row, because we will only discuss the first few steps in this video, is a learning agreement submitted. Well, a lot of students panic here because they're like, oh, I already have to do that now and I have to do it really soon. But I have to warn you that most of the time the course catalogue is not very clear in the beginning at partner universities in another country. So it happens often that it might take some time before you know exactly what courses you are going to take. Just make sure that you contact your international coordinator about this, discuss it with them, and it's normal that it takes a couple of weeks before you know exactly what the courses are that you're going to take. And then you fill in the courses, and the thing that you have to pay attention to here is only submit the learning agreement after all courses are entered. Please note that you cannot change anything anymore after you've submitted your learning agreement. So make sure that you only submit it after you have selected plenty of courses that sum up a worth of 30 ECTS, and pay attention to that too, because 30 ECTS is not always the same as 30 credits in a different country. For example, in Asia, it can sometimes at some universities happen that 18 or 15 credits is the same as 30 ECTS. So if you're not sure about this credit conversion, you'll have to ask your international coordinator for some more information as well. If you're sure about it, if you know how many credits you need and how many courses you want to take, you fill them in and then finally you select submit. Okay? Once you've submitted and you, after a couple of weeks or maybe months, you figure out like, oh, I still have to change something about it. There's always a possibility to change it just when you arrived abroad, or you can email mobilityonline@fontys.nl if there are any urgent changes that have to be made. But just make sure that you don't submit your learning agreements too early. There's no need, there's no rush immediately after your application to fill in your learning agreement. Just wait and make sure that you have all the information you need before you submit it. Okay? More explanation on the next steps you can find in the next video. Thank you for watching the video about this first part in Mobility Online, and have a very nice day.